you doing, my friends? Thank you so much for stopping by the Jovenshire channel, where today we get to talk about some Avengers news, and it's not about the actual MCU as we've known the Avengers for such a long time now. That's right, it's E3, baby, so we're talking video games. And before we jump into all of this fun news about an Avengers video game, I do want to say that if you're new to the channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, I guarantee you're going to like the other videos that we do here, because it's just all things superheroes, video games, TV shows, Magic the Gathering, just all things geeky in one little place for you. So hey, if you want, you can sign up for notifications, because I don't want you to miss a thing. So let's jump into, I think, what might be the thing that I was most excited for going into E3. It's in my top 3 for sure. But we saw from the Square ENix presentation, we finally get to see some great footage from the Avengers game that Crystal Dynamics is putting out. They're the same team that did the more recent Tomb Raider games. Obviously, we've got Square ENix behind the game as well, and I was excited. This is the thing that I wanted to see, and I was not let down at all. But what I do want to discuss today is, like, there were a lot of rumors that were leading up to the game, and then we got a lot of facts. So we're gonna take a look at the rumors compared to the facts and kind of see where this game might actually go after its release in next May, which was one of the rumors. In fact, a May 15th release date has been confirmed for 2020. So it's a long ways away, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about with the game, so let's jump into it. So first thing that was that was rumored that we had confirmation today, or well, I'm filming it today, you're seeing this tomorrow, is that it is a brand new story. This is a world that they've created. It is their version of the Avengers, which I have to say I was a little thrown off by, like when you see all the Avengers standing there and it's not Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans. Of course, like, there's been other versions of them in cartoons and whatnot, but it's just weird to see these different faces. The cast that they have is fantastic. Nolan North as Iron Man, yes please. Troy Baker as Bruce Banner, I'm all for it. But the idea of not only a single player Avengers experience sounded like a great idea, but the idea of a co-op Avengers game, now that's where the real excitement came from, and they confirmed it. We are having a co-op Avengers game. Now, I am a huge fan of co-op. I don't think that there's enough of those games out there, personally, and anytime there's a chance for them to do it, I love to see it. Now, it's not just a 2-player co-op, it goes up to 4 players. Now, in the trailer, they were showing off some of the main characters. You had Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Iron Man. Now, in the trailer, it looks like Cap dies in an explosion. That's how it was perceived to me. And with the ability to go up to 4-player co-op, it makes sense that you can play as everyone except for Captain America. Still lots of details left to be answered over the next few months, all the way up until the release. But I'm curious if Cap will wind up being more in the game and as a playable character, or how that's all going to work out. Because do you guys remember the Captain America stealth game that there was a few years ago? Like, that was kind of fun. I want to play as Captain America, throwing my shield all around. But other stuff that that was kind of leaked and compared to the facts is, originally they were saying that the Avengers were going to have to reassemble, which from the trailer it does look like that's the case. The Avengers get, are blamed for the big thing that happens there in San Francisco, and they all go their separate ways, and they need to come back together. Now, there was a rumor saying that it was going to be Miss Marvel that actually brings them back together. And now I'm not talking about Captain Marvel, but Miss Marvel. Now, Miss Marvel, if you're playing Marvel Strike Force, she's a character that was introduced there recently. I think that was like the last place I've seen her in a long while. But Kamala Khan is like a younger Inhuman character but when they talk about, when you're listening to the trailer in the beginning, they say there's a voice, a female voice saying, they say to never meet your heroes, but I did, and it was awesome. Which 100% is Miss Marvel to me, because she's like a giant fangirl character. She loves the other superheroes. She knows all about them. So I believe that is definitely 100% Miss Marvel speaking. Now, she's not necessarily an Avenger. She might have become a new Avenger, but based on the fact that this is an Avenger game, it doesn't seem like she'd be a playable character, though there will be other characters involved in the game. That was kind of a rumor, and it wasn't necessarily confirmed at the presentation, but we did see Hank Pym's version of Ant-Man Now again, in the MCU, if that's the only place that you've been familiar with Ant-Man, you know that Hank Pym's a little bit older and he's more of a scientist, but he was the original Ant-Man, and then we see Scott Lang being like the current Ant-Man in the MCU. Now, this obviously was a much younger version of Hank Pym, and he was testing out some Pym particles, taking like a giant machine and making it all nice and small. So will there be additional content where you can play as other Avengers characters? I 100% hope so, because they did mention at the conference that there weren't going to be any loot boxes and no pay-to-win situations, which kind of had me guessing about what kind of content we can kind of expect from the game, because based on what seemed like just really good gameplay or maybe just a cool cutscene, it looked like the stages were a little bit more linear. Again, we were just dealing with the Golden Gate Bridge, which, you know, bridges are just kind of like, you know, like a linear playing field. So would it be kind of something like that, where it's a co-op game with a bunch of different branches, but you're really going from point A to point B? Or if we're going to have loot if they really have to stress that there are no loot boxes and no pay-to-win situations, might we see some kind of multiplayer aspect that, like in a Destiny or something? Shout out to my editor Paco, who actually kind of brought this up as another way of doing some of the co-op action that you could see with all the different characters that we know that you can play as, and additional characters and content that they could release over time. Having the ability to play as different superheroes and level them up as if they were different classes, but also having different missions become available over time, and other characters. So could we see a Miss Marvel? Maybe. Could we see Hank Pym get into the Ant-Man suit? I hope so. So with the addition of Hank Pym and Ant-Man there, and maybe a Miss Marvel, I'd like to see Captain America become playable one way or the other. That'd be fantastic. Now, something that really stood out in the presentation that I don't think was emphasized enough and kind of just glossed over was they said that there was going to be a growing roster of characters. So I can't wait to see how much life this game sees after the release, how many other characters get added to it. Are they just going to be Avengers? Are they going to be other just Marvel characters in general? There's a lot of room for growth here, but it looks like it's gonna be something wonderful. I know it's way too soon to get excited about it. This game is just under a year away as we speak now, so like there's still a lot of time between now and release, but I'm excited for it. Now I want to talk to you guys. What do you want to see from this Avengers game? And what else do you want to see from E3? This was definitely one of the top 4 things that I wanted to get from E3, and I wasn't let down from it. Final Fantasy VII looked good. This looked amazing. I got more information on Project Scarlet for the new Xbox console, and some Nintendo stuff that's also happening that I'm really excited about. But Avengers, I'm ready, and I want it. In 11 months. Let me tell you, it comes out right before my birthday. So my birthday is officially now a LAN party. Get ready for that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I got more content coming from E3 later this week, so just stay tuned in. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Until the next time, guys, I'll see you later.